Hi everyone. Today I'll be looking at John Coltrane's solo on the tune Giant Steps. Coltrane's solo begins 26 seconds into the tune and is played over 11 repeats of the following 16-bar progression, the first 7 bars of which consist of the so-called Coltrane changes, followed by 9 bars of a series of 2-5-1 progressions outlining the keys of E flat, G, and B major. The root notes of these 3 keys together form an augmented triad, the same triad type which underpins the structure of the Coltrane changes. Throughout the solo, because Coltrane uses many of the same concepts, to avoid too much repetition in my discussion, I will only look in detail at the first 3 repeats. I will, however, occasionally reference other sections of the solo, the location of which will be designated with a time code. For his solo, along with the usual scale passages and arpeggios, Coltrane appears to have practiced several 4-note motifs, whose melodic shape and rhythm allow them to be used over a number of different harmonies. Several of these motifs are used regularly over the same chord or chords throughout the solo, while others are used in altered forms in different situations. For their construction, Coltrane typically chooses notes diatonic to the chords over which they are played, although there are exceptions. For example, here, Coltrane plays part of the G Lydian mode over G major 7 harmony, and here this E flat produces the flat ninth of this D dominant 7th chord. Here also this B flat produces a D augmented triad. Augmented triads are also produced especially towards the end of the solo when Coltrane includes a G natural over B major 7 harmony. One of Coltrane's most common motifs consists of 2 steps and a third. Coltrane uses this motif either beginning from the root note of the chord over which it is played, producing the root, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th degrees of the chord's key, or from the chord's 5th degree, producing the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 9th degrees. Along with its ascending form, this motif is also used descending and inverted. Another motif consists of a step, a third, and another step. Coltrane uses this motif only in its descending form over B flat dominant 7 and D dominant 7 harmony. This usage produces the chord's 13th, 5th, 3rd, and 2nd degrees. Probably the most versatile of Coltrane's motifs is, like the first motif, constructed of 2 steps and a third. Unlike the first motif, however, this motif's melodic contour includes both ascending and descending motion. Coltrane uses its original form and variants beginning from several scale degrees. Here, for example, from the 9th of E flat major harmony, producing the 9th, root note, and 7th degrees, and here from the root note of B flat dominant 7th harmony, producing the root note, 7th, and 9th degrees. Coltrane also uses rhythmic motifs, such as this one consisting of an 8th note and 8th note triplet, outlining either an A minor 7 or C sharp minor 7 arpeggio, and this dotted quarter note and 2 16th note pattern, which is used in various guises throughout the solo. Periodically, Coltrane also introduces a high note, often a D natural, which is often approached by a partial chromatic scale. Here it sounds as the sharp 9th over the B major 7 harmony and the root note of the D dominant 7th chord. Here it sounds as the 11th over A minor 7 harmony. Here as the 3rd of B flat dominant 7th harmony, and here again as the 11th over this A minor 7th chord. As mentioned earlier, Coltrane often reuses the same or similar ideas over the same chords. This section of solo, for example, is used exactly or with slight variation here and during other repeats. This section also is used here and at these points of the solo. Combinations of motifs are also often reused. Here, for example, over the F-7, B-flat-7, 2-5 progression, this motif is often combined with this motif. The same combination is used again here, here, and here, and with slight variation here and here. This idea or its variants are also used fairly consistently throughout the solo. Here, for example, the minor 7th leap is affected over 2 quarter note beats before sounding this G and E flat, and here a descent is used in the second half of the bar. As well as the use of these motifs and ideas, melodically Coltrane's solo essentially follows standard voice leading over 2-5 and 2-5-1 progressions, with movement between other chords typically affected either as stepwise motion or repeated notes. Leading into the solo, for example, the voice leading of this 2-5-1 progression in B major has the 7th of the C sharp minor 7th resolving down to the 3rd of the F sharp 7 chord, and the C sharp minor 7th 5th is resounded as the dominant's 9th, which then resolves to the 5th of the B major 7 chord. The root and 3rd of the B major 7 then descends by step to the notes of the D dominant 7th chord, while the 5th is resounded as the 3rd of D7 harmony. With movement by step, this B would also move to A, but is here displaced. The D dominant's 3rd and 5th then resolve to the root note of the G major arpeggio, while its root note is resounded as the G chord's 5th. The G major 7th chord's 3rd and 5th then descend to the 7th and 9th of the following B flat 7 chord, the 9th, 7th and 5th of which then resolve similarly to the root note, 3rd and 5th of the E flat major 7th chord, the notes of which are here taken as part of this ascending E flat major scale. Throughout giant steps, because the 1 chords of the 2-5-1 progressions are held for a full bar, Coltrane is able to introduce longer scale passages or other rhythmic and melodic ideas. The E flat major 7th chord's 9th, 7th and 5th degrees then descend to the 5th, 3rd and root note of the A minor 7 chord, whose 7th degree then resolves to the 3rd of the following D dominant 7th chord, while its 5th moves through the dominant's flat 9th to its root note and 7th to resolve to the 3rd and 5th of the following G major 7th chord. In this way, by linking all chords with stepwise motion and standard voice leading, Coltrane can move between the 4-note motifs and other melodic shapes without loss of an overall long, fluid line. It is this element which helps to unify the melodic, motivic and rhythmic ideas of Coltrane's solo. I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. See you next time.